다 산제 동당 아니 따당아라서 최된 동 되네 가서 수당 알아서 그 욕배 염체 먹은 드살라 애니 가서 다 애니 소주 산제다 장쳐서 바탐체 애니 따당아라서 다동 일을 제제 애니 말한저 남하다냐 베sem제 탄 체기치 애니 가서 네가 애니 시와당 땡지 대화 토비 체도되는 알아서 상마들의 애니 뒤체버리젠되는 알아서 다 사가다박 애니 당아서 애니 뒤쳐 데리제라더니 가서 상마 애니 심지 랭거 여비스 다 디나네 당 가서 다당아서 데라 소요거더니 지금 가서 소기 참지 다 파세 팔랑 알아서 애니 당아라서 애니 샤르조랑 알아서 건데 가다다 또 어떤 애니 천재를 뭐지야 우요 참아라야 년선 휴예요 코나바게 통문난 거요 때나게 다당아서 애니 알아서더니 참아게 되다 냠도 제다다나 해발라 당고 투지 제셔야다 때네 때네 가서 참했더니 뭐 원조 나로나
So today, in this very sacred place, where there's 1,000 Buddhas, 1,000 stupas, then the great mother of all the Buddhas, the Yum Chenmo, Prajnaparamita, and in presence of all the, through remembering all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, we're going to do this auspicious, we're going to this very, very, very sacred prayer of Bodhicitta, generating the Bodhicitta motivation. So this is today, this month is especially considered very holy, the Sagadawa, holy Sagadawa, where the Buddha was born, Buddha's birth time, and all this auspicious, important time this time. So it's a very auspicious time, and so we're going to in front of with this all this auspicious time in the sacred and in the sacred place. So we're going to generate the auspicious Bodhicitta Monlam, do the Bodhicitta Monlam join together all over the world. Our Sangha members in Asia, especially Rinpoche has requested His Holiness Khyentse Yangtse Rinpoche to join together in this auspicious moment, and then so we to benefit the infinite sentient beings, we all are going to do this prayer of generating the Bodhicitta, taking the Bodhicitta vow. So please join together, and now we're going to commence the prayer.
Last one, today. Premier Sama Data, you want some 2 years.
By the merits of my generosity and so forth, may I attain the state of Buddha to benefit all sentient beings.
Sanje je dan zo je jo nan la zanje bar de da ne jo zen je dang gen jin zo je be zan nan je do la 三界六百九本三错被显的大的拉达没也有这当把手当扎当这当若当人家拉手把南巴大姐也的王全变真将做三界么家把南给康堂街港外就。
In these perfectly completed celestial venues, these excellent belongings of gods and human, such as form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and so forth, which are thoroughly pure, arise as inconceivable oceans of clouds of pleasant offering, filling up the entire dimensions of space.
那面萨瓦达达嘎达巴哟贝哟门堪贝萨瓦特堪恩嘎德波拉那嘿芒嘎嘎那堪索瓦那面萨瓦达达嘎达巴哟贝哟门堪贝萨瓦特Unga de saparana hemanga na kam so hai no men so wa da da nga ba yum be yum men ken be sarva te ga unga de saparana hemanga kam so
Serving as protectors to all beings without exception, you are the divine ones who vanquish the relentless Maras and their hosts, knowing all just as they are without exception. You are the transcendent and accomplished conqueror. Approach this side, I pray.
De de bon je me zen yon la me na ma le je yin chen jo wo jon den ko ji nen da
Transcended and accomplished conquerors, it is excellent that you have come to this place. We have such good fortune due to our merit. In remaining here in this place, hold us in your hearts and grant us your permission.
Yon den de na zamba le da ja zo na ka wa den da gen che yen ye ne ja to la gong xian no wa zo pe ma ka ma la ye
bowl for ablutions is fragrantly scented with a crystal floor, clearly and radiantly apparent, and lovely pillars of blazing jewels, fastened with strings of radiant pearls.
世界康百姓的这样百业界在也在现在瓦的人间百位高瓦也翁的么的我家拉的这巴的。 因谁把南大的谁拉人间帮帮忙不不解决，也用来把岗位了当那若么几把对面的知道。
Just as when the Buddha was born, the gods offering him an ablution, so do I offer ablution with this pure water of the gods.
觉得当把咱见那拉南见那知所的拉也见那大把也得引大个个知所。
I dry their forms with this incomparable cloth, clean and infused with the most excellent of scents.
The excellent radiant guide to the blue colors is scented with fragrance.
得到个兰从把门边个长了这个边跟着我。
Then I offer them excellent raiment, dyed beautiful colors and scented with fragrances. I offer them marvelous and varied clothing, fine and soft, as well as hundreds of excellent ornaments.
对念的拉卡多雷就别南在因的这样当帮不。 各种造兰江把那座当进球家查大江我的我们家的家也
In as many worlds as there are throughout the 10 directions are these most majestic of human beings who reach enlightenment throughout the 3 times. To all of them, without exception, I pay homage, inspired in my body, speech, and mind, Through the power of this prayer of aspiration to no conduct, I call all victorious ones to mind, as though they were actually present, and pay utmost homage to all victorious ones, bowing as with many replicas of my body, as there are atoms in the universe. On a single atom are as many Buddhas as there are atoms dwelling in the midst of the heirs of the Buddhas. Thus imagine the basic space of phenomena is entirely filled everywhere with victorious ones, with all the inexhaustible reservoirs of praise to them, and with all delightful melodies. I speak of the qualities of all victorious ones, and praise all those who have gone thus to bliss, in order to maintain the precious mind to the Tathagatas and the Dharma, which are the priceless and stainless, and the Bodhisattvas, who are the oceans of noble qualities. I make these lovely offerings. No, no.
Jumper.
Ene tata nga tsu teki tuna ta nga ran tsu ene ya yok sor chi ta tata nga tsu ene yen lab dun chi go ne ene tata cho sa gu yo tene tsangma ge ene ten nang yin chi tene ene ten nang ro nang si.
So now we have invited all the Buddhists and Bodhisattvas in front of us, and we remain them to be seated in front of us, and then so we're going to venerate, and then we did make the evolutions, and then now we're going to do the accumulation of merit through the 8 branches of prayer.
Pogban jambare yun jabala zamza lo je nye zada zo je je den an de zan ye ba me ye zinge gan dong ma le de da dam je la le dang a ye dan ve za je wo Zong boi jue be ma la da da ge jia wa dam ji yi je ngon song de yin ge de nie le ra de ba ye jia wa gen la ra de zang za lo Dor je de na do nye zang je na zang je se je we na yo ba da te der ji je yin na ma le bo tham je ja wa da ge gong wa me te da nga ba me zen jiang zo na yin je yin la jiang zo zha gun je jo wa gun je yan da ra je je de ver shi ba tham je da ge de Kun cho zhen ma me da san je se yun den jiang so nam la le ban che
With offerings of exceptional flowers, fine garlands, musical instruments, rare ointments, sublime parasols, excellent lamps and sacred incenses. I honor those victorious ones with fine raiment, sublime fragrances, rare powders piled as high as Sumeru, and everything that is an elegant array. I make offerings to these victorious ones. I also imagine that any and all offerings that are unsurpassable are presented to all these victorious ones. Through the powers of my faith in noble conduct, I pay homage to all victorious ones and honor them with offerings.
Mendo indomba tenwa damba dai se nye nam da zo bo dong jo dang ma men jo dan do be damba ye ja ba te da la nan che ba je nong zo dang ba nang da zhen jiu dang zhe ma pe ma re re nyang ba dang ge ban jie ba ren pa bian jiu gen jie jia ba te da la nan jie ba jie chö ba gang na la men jia jie wa de da jia wa tang jie la ya me zong bo jie la de be do da ge jia wa ge na tang san jie ba jie
The earth is perfumed with scented water and strewn with flowers, adorned with Sumero, the four continents, and the sun and moon. I offer these, visualizing them as a Buddha realm. Through this, may all beings enjoy the pure realm. To the
sa
Lord's
jen bu je zo je men don ro re ro len ye nye de jen ban de san ji jen de me den bo wa yen ro gen non da yen la je ba xiu zhang ge re na men da la ben za me sam da sa pa ra na sa ma ye a
To the lords of sages worthy of offerings, I present offerings of lovely flowers, mandarava lotuses, lilies, and so forth, all fragrant with their scent and of beautiful garlands. I also offer them clouds of the smoke of sublime incenses, which spreads everywhere with its fragrant odors. I also offer them with substances of the gods, including myriad kings of food. I also offer them jeweled lamps made of golden lotuses arranged row upon row,
Fragrant, lovely
flower petals, on a foundation swept clean and scented with perfume. To those whose nature is that of innate compassion, I will also offer lovely, immeasurable mansions, resplendent with lovely adornments of jewels and pearls, as adornments of limitless space. To the lords of sages, I will constantly offer jeweled parasols with handles of gold, lovely adornments spanning whole nations, their beautiful shapes held aloft. Furthermore, may gatherings of offerings and delightful and melodious music abide as myriad clouds that assuage the suffering of beings. May rains of gems and blossoms and so forth continually fall on all the sacred jewel of the Dharma and on stupas and statues. Just as Manjushri and others make offerings to the victorious ones, so too will I make offerings to the Tagatas, the Lord Protectors, and to their heirs. I will praise those with a vast range of qualities, with an equally vast range of melodious praises. May swelling melodies of praises certainly be there forever and always.
On the wine gene non la ye on be me do men da ra da be ma da bar la so zhi yang tang jie dai ten wa bei le ye wong nam jian qi bun jiu ye wong zhen ye jia ba ye do bei ten cu nang jiang bo nan da da den ba ye da de nang jiang de lam bo wa jie se jie ben ma za de nga ba ye ren jian zhe ma nang jiang bo wa jie sa yin da wa bi jie zo ba de me do ye wong se ma zhang bu za 人民保障的养业务的没得人间坚强进步吧，把是能给坚决的到家人都接让人间的我的。 人间动子自己有瓦见，可有见就难把夜翁的。有雷大那都把真话要人大的都往南了。地理阴阳这边做，若没阳年夜翁的。 身见动啊，身子别真难做做你就接，当去公交当街当街的能当个走了，人前没到了做不进门去帮不休。 就得人家养了左边家吧，南南亲在吧，得因大个得因先公不是当街南街，人得讲做南拉大的养眼了讲做的。 的养年真得大了，我把根的。
Under the sway of desire, hatred, and ignorance, with my body, speech, and likewise with my mind, whatever negativities that I have committed, I confess each one of them individually. The merits of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions and their sons, the solitary Buddhas, and those on the path of learning and beyond learning, as well as the merits of each and every migrator, I rejoice in all of them. All those who are lamps of the worldly realm of the 10 directions, who have successively obtained the stages of enlightenment free from attachment, to all those protectors, I entreat to turn the unexcelled wheel of the Dharma. To those wishing to display the attainment of parinirvana for the purpose of bringing benefit and bliss to all migrators, for eons, as many atoms as there are in the universe, I beseech them with my hands folded together to remain. For having made prostrations, offerings, and confessions, for rejoicing at others' virtues, and for requesting to turn the Dharma wheel. Whatever little merit I have managed to accumulate through these efforts, I dedicate them all to the enlightenment of all sentient beings. My body and likewise my possessions, and every virtue of the 3 times, for the purposes of all sentient beings, without any sense of loss, I forsake them all.
的家学当的莫忘个难，乐当阿当的因也就讲，对帮大个结巴见结巴，得到他们结大个做做下。 so je java gunda zanje se ranja nanda la dam la dam Rova gunje sana gan la yan de da gunje je se da yara gang nan zu je je den zhe ma na zang je ren ba san je ma cha nian gong bo de da da ge tam je lang ko lo la na me ba go wa go Nhang Nguyen Da De Gang Ye De Da La Do Va Gun La Pen Yin De Ve Zar Kor Ba Yin Ga Do Ni Yo Ba Yan Da Ge Da Mo Ra Je So Va Ra Je Son So Va Dan Chi Jin Xiao Ba Dan Ji Ze Ye Rang Kor Yin So Va Ye Ge wa jiong zi da ge je za ba tam je da ge tam je zeng ho. Lü dan de ye long je dan de zang ge we nge bo na sen jian gun je dan je zang pang ba me ba dang wa zhe.
라서 아니 다다다 아니 무익 아니 장초 셈비 domba 아니 예야인스 데르데르지 송자데 아니 다다다 가란조 아니 자와시드 제비기 쟁할 아니 ngazo de traine zong de tene da xiang chob ma top je par de ene da 제대로 뭔지 얘네 대지식 바탕 제게 얘네 장첩지 얘네 샘제바 yen도 다기 정 제버지 대yen도 되네 대단 남제 제따르도 되네 라래라 장첩 선비게 라바라 라바겐도 다기 라바르 조 냠비 얘네 참아게 다다당 가서 얘네 샘제 얘네 냠나 나로나스.
So now is the time to take the actual bodhicitta vows. So as as the Buddha, just as the Buddhas of the past have generated that thought of enlightenment or bodhicitta, so do we now to take the vows of bodhicitta to benefit all infinite sentient beings. And so just as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the past maintain the precepts of Bodhisattva vows, we are same as like them. We are going to maintain the precepts of Bodhisattvas and the practice the way of Bodhisattva, and maintain and abide by the vows of the Bodhicitta. Until I reach the heart of enlightenment, I go for refuge in the Buddhas, in the Dharma, and the congregation of Bodhisattvas too.
I go for refuge in the same way. Just as the Buddhas of the past have generated the thought of enlightenment, I have been in the precepts of Bodhicitta, have abided successfully in the same way. In order to benefit sentient beings, I give rise to Bodhicitta. And also in the same way, all the precepts I shall successively practice.
Jena yobe sanje jonden de tamje da sa jena yobe sanje samba samba jembo namda lama do jen samba jembo dala gong zo sanje nyembo che jebo sanje na la jia zhen jie qu dan zang jie san ba ye cu lang de yin jia sun je je dar ngan je de ye je zan je to na je ba da san je san be la ba la te dar ye ne ba dar ti yin do la pen dan de zan je de na je je shen in de na la ba la ran ba yin de la ba je zan je nian bon qi je ba san je nam la jiao zhen qi 去当藏着三八耶，走廊的人家人间，觉得俺家的爷爷咱家头南街八当。藏着三百老巴拉的大人眼内巴达。的引着了攀登的咱家的那姐姐心，的引的那老巴郎人把引的老巴姐。
Now has my life become fruitful. I have truly gained my humanity. Today I have been born into the family of Buddhas. I have become a child of the Buddhas. Now come the May, I will definitely undertake the activities that are in harmony with my family. I will act in whatever way ensures that no fault accrues to this faultless, venerable family. So to person discovering a precious jewel in a heap of sweepings, so too have I, by some chance, found Bodhicitta awakening in me. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I have invited beings to reach the state of bliss, and in the interim have invited them as my guests. You gods, demigods, and the rest, rejoice. Bodhicitta, sublime and precious, may it arise in those in whom it has not arisen. Having arisen, may it not wane, but increase more and more. May I never be separated from Bodhicitta, but embark on the conduct of a Bodhisattva, and completely cared for by the Buddhas. May I avoid all the influences of the Maras. May all that Bodhisattvas intend as benefit for beings be realized. Whatever these protectors intend, may all that come to be for beings. May all beings have happiness. May all lower states of rebirth be forever emptied. Wherever bodhisattvas dwell on levels of realization, may the aspirations of all of them be fulfilled.
爱定的大真这个也没有谁不来不来的人上界的世界，上界是大就是多大能大个今年将来当天别来上的。 今面准备人的啦，牛把门就得得家，龙门咋的蓬勃来，就得人间年把的，地阴这些大的呢，咱就在那大垃圾大个的。 就把当姐姐见俺着吧的些你当那，把的兰真的不行就拉当拉没拉走个我姐，咱就生就人不接马姐把那姐。 第八娘把妹把羊，公内公的陪我学，咱就三大门之间， Sanje je la yorba da sanje nam je yong song yen de je le na pong wo xioi zang je san ba nam je na ro den do la gong de xioi gong bo yi na gang gong ba Sem jen nam la den je sho sem jen dan je de dan den je de ngen do dan je da de dong ba yo zang je sam sa yo ba de da gen je mun ro ba yo
라서 얘네 다다다 되는 거랑 저 장접지 샘지 얘네 domba 랑바레 랑찰소 얘네 참을게 되나 yin 가와곰 되네 탈마 되네 monlam 나로나 다다레기 뒤쳐때 범저다와세는 되네 다와디나나 얘네 게와 네 찍드로바이나 범차지게 되는 조라요 세제드네 조비산지게 에네 송여바레 대된다 가서 트레이닝 고 속게 에네 다다 가란조가다 이어지드네 바제다 다와 찍으랭라 되네 가란조 다 당보 마하요게 찍가란조 그 듬치다 상와이시 그 듬치니마 던제 되네 되게 제스 되네 가란조 고 혼로 조체 ene ta tena yen ta nga zo mixe ge ta nga ran zo ene ruhian la so ba ta bet ni chu je ji sha wa ta ja chen bo she zong gu yo ba yin bi de ta bo ge ta treng nga ran zo gu drop sim bi ge wa de na yen ge de ne ta nga ran zo ge ene drop je ju ge wa de tam je de ne nga ran zo gu tu som je ge so tam che nyam de dom che ene tatang aranzo ene ma ene hoa malam namatang chapjik dos ta tigim tilatene ta njik tenjik kamd ene tatang aranzo ko manchok ne mo chanchok tamji shivatang tenen zamlang shibdiga pala roya tang tatok simjian tamji ene korang songa donghale trode sanji chi koma topi ene thongman jamjo ene changmegi ene ngaranzo ene lenje de nangro ches tene shayin tojeche.
So with this you have taken the bodhicitta vows, and then so we should rejoice on the merit and on this action. So starting from this today, the auspicious time, the auspicious month. This month is especially known as the auspicious month of increasing or multiplying your merits 100,000 times. So it is said by Buddha himself that any single merit accumulated within this time is multiplied 100,000 times. So it's a very important occasion, and starting from this, the taking of bodhicitta vows. So within this month, various holy important programs events will be happening in this garden. Soon we are going to begin the Sangwaishi Drumche, the practice of Mahayoga, and then after that we also have the Ngondo preliminary practices of Vajrayana, and then Dzogchen practices, including the Rushin, the differentiating between the Samsara and Nirvana. So all these events will be happening within this month in this sacred place, and so we're going to dedicate this merit which we have accumulated right now, taking the bodhicitta vows, and those merit that we are going to accumulate after this time altogether, the merits of 3 times, try to dedicate for all the sentient beings, for the peace and prosperity of this world. eliminating famine, disease, warfares, and all these things that are happening right now, and then to temporarily, and then to gain the ultimate enlightenment for all the sentient beings. To do this, please dedicate all your merits, and then recite the dedication prayers here, dedication and aspiration prayer after this.
Zam lin je dan ye kam de da de ne mo zan so dong a me me da chu den zo na ban je gong de pe da de zha xie de pen co xiu so nam de ye dam je zai ba nie tam na nian be da na ban zai jin jie ga nam je wa le se bin co len zhou wa xiu jiang ba ra ba wei jie de ren qian ba dang gen de zang bo de yang de yin jie de da gen jie Gewan de da tam je rab de ngo tu sun shi be jia wa tam je je ngo wa gang dan chu de ngao ba de da ge be za zong bo je je rab de ngo wa je gang de ra ve ge be xin gang se pen dan de wa ma len jong e ne jie den ze wang den zen jiang ze xia bei xin de ba de den je jie am zo de nian lan ju yang ye xie jian men zhe zhen me lin bei yang ze ra du go jian jia zhe zang a den zen da den zhe zhen ra jie xiu la ma gang kang zang la zo wan den jiu dan ge zhe ren la zo wan de che lian da yin jie la zo wan le mo dan zhe wa mian bar zhen jie le nang da li shen de zhang jiu Nang da de zom lang a ju ge ngang ge dang yi xie ro ban jam ne be zao zang nam je qin be nyam le la yer men tou jie te ru jie xiu jie wa gen de yang da la ma dang zhan men qu jie ba la long jie ne sa dang lam jie yin ten de par de la me gong ban yor da xiu
So please recite this the prayer of the king aspirations for the exalted and excellent conduct in English, and we're going to recite in Tibetan.
Whole thing? In Sanskrit, Arya Vajraya Pridnaya Raja. In English, the king of aspirations for the exalted and excellent conduct. Homage to the exalted Mandrushi Kumubhuta. Those in as many worlds as there are in the 10 directions, the lions of mankind, the Tathagatas of the 3 times. To all of them without exception, I bow down with my body, speech, and mind in awe. Through the power of my aspiration for the excellent conduct, may all the conquerors appear vividly in my mind, with my body of utmost respect, many particles as there are in the realms, I prostrate completely to the conquerors. On every single particle are Buddhas, as many particles as there are in the world, sitting amidst their sons, the Bodhisattvas. In this way, the entire Dharma expanse without exception, I reverentially envision as being filled with the conquerors. All the inexhaustible oceans of praises to them, with oceans of sounds of melodious voices, thoroughly extolling the noble qualities of the conquerors, I hail praises to all the Sugatas. With excellent flowers and excellent garlands, music, ointments, the supreme parasol, supreme butter lamps, and excellent incenses, I make offerings to the conquerors. With the finest garments, superior fragrances, and powdered medicines equal to Mount Meru, and with all exalted supreme arrangements, I make offerings to the conquerors. Also the offerings that are unequaled and vast, through my reverential envisioning I offer to all the conquerors. Through my strength of the faith in the noble conducts, I prostrate and make such offerings to all the conquerors. Under the sway of desire, hatred, and ignorance, with my body, speech, and likewise with my mind, whatever negativities that I have committed, I confess each one of them individually. The merits of all Buddhas of the 10 directions and their heirs, the solitary Buddhas and those on the path of learning and beyond learning, as well as the merits of each and every migrator, I rejoice in all of them. All those who are lamps of the worldly realm of the 10 directions, who have successively obtained the stages of enlightenment free from attachment, to all those protectors I entreat to spin the unexcelled wheel of the Dharma. To those wishing to display the attainment of Parinirvana for the purpose of bringing benefit to all readers, may kalpas as there are in the universe, I beseech them with my hands folded together to remain, for having made prostrations, offerings, and confessions, for rejoicing at others' virtues, and for requesting to turn the Dharma wheel. Whatever little merit I have managed to accumulate through these efforts, dedicated them all for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. To all the Buddhas of the past and across the worlds of the 10 directions, whoever dwells, may I make offerings. Those who have not come yet very swiftly, having perfected wishes and successfully attaining the Buddhahood, please come. As many worlds as there are across the 10 directions, having become expansive and completely pure, may the conqueror who attained enlightenment under the King Bodhi tree and Bodhisattvas fill them up completely. May as many sentient beings as there are across the 10 directions forever have no sickness and become happy. May the Dharma purposes of all migrators be consistent and also accomplish their hopes. May I, having engaged in the enlightened conduct, recollect my births in all migratory states, and in all my successive lives, death and rebirth. May I always become a renouncer, having practiced the footsteps of the conquerors, totally perfect, the excellent conduct, and with totally stainless conduct and morality, may I conduct forever, without corruption and errors, the languages of the gods, nagas, yakshas, kambunda, and humans, and as many communicative voices of migrainers as there are. May I expound the Dharma in all their languages, with utmost perseverance toward naturally excellent paramitas. May the mind of enlightenment never be forgotten. May those sins standing as obscurations, all of them without exception, become totally pure from karmas, delusions, and evil practices, having liberated in a migratory world, just like water is unsettled on a lotus. Conduct the excellent conduct just so that the sun and moon are unobstructed in the sky. May across as many areas of worlds and directions as there are, sufferings of the evil destinies pacify completely, and having placed all migrators into happiness, may I conduct with the benefits all migrators. May I, having totally perfected the enlightened conduct, engage in the conduct which is in harmony with all sentient beings. May I, having thoroughly taught the excellent conducts, keep conducting it in all future eons. Those who conduct similar to my conduct, may I always be associated. May in body, speech, and mind as well, our actions and aspirations be conducted as one. Those companions who wish to benefit me and perfectly proclaim the excellent conduct, also with them may I always be united, and may I never upset them. All protectors surrounded by bodhisattvas, may I always envision them as the actual Buddhas, and without weariness in all eons to come, also to them may I make extensive offerings. Upholding the noble teachings of the conquerors, may I always illuminate the enlightened conducts. Also to purify the excellent conduct, may I keep conducting it in all the future eons. When beings encircled in all samsaric existence, may I acquire the inexhaustible merits and gnosis, and may the inexhaustible treasury of skillful means, insight, samadhi, complete emancipation, and of enlightened qualities. On every single particle there are pure lands, as many particles as there are in the world. In those pure lands, fathomless Buddhas, who reside amidst the sons of the Buddhas, may I gaze upon them while performing the enlightened conduct. Likewise, in all the directions without exception, even in the tiny breadth of a hair, may I see the 3 times immeasurable oceans of Buddhas in the oceans of pure lands, and totally engage in the enlightened of eons. The one speech, yet with the oceans of branch voices, the conquerors' melodies with their branches, which are totally pure, those melodies which are in compliance to the intentions. May we engage always towards the Buddha's speeches. All the Tathagatas of the three times who thoroughly turned the Dharma wheels in their inexhaustive melodies of speech, may I too engage with the power of knowledge, even into engagements of all future eons. May I too engage in just that instant. Whatever measure of an aeon and the three times are, may I enter and conduct within just a fraction of an instant the Tathagatas of the three times, lions amongst humans. May I behold them all in one instant, and always into their domain of conducts engage with the power of illusory complete emancipation, whichever arrayed as pure lands of the three times, they are manifestly as even in a single particle. Likewise, across all the directions without exception, may I engage to array the conqueror's pure lands. When those world illuminators of the future successfully attain Buddhahood, turn the Dharma wheels, and demonstrate parinirvana, the absolute cessation, may I be there before all of those protectors. May with all the miracles, the strengths of multiple doors of the veils, conducting the noble qualities totally, the strength of all-pervading love, the strengths of the total virtues and merits, the strength of gnosis free from desire, and with the strengths of wisdom, method, and samadhi, accomplish perfectly the strengths of enlightenment. May, having totally purified the karmic forces, subdue afflictive forces totally, render the evil forces powerless, and perfect the forces of the excellent conduct. May oceans of pure lands, having totally purified, totally liberate oceans of sentient beings. May, having thoroughly seen oceans of dharmas, thoroughly realize oceans of gnosis. May oceans of conducts be having purified, perfectly complete oceans of aspirations. May, having thoroughly worshipped oceans of Buddhas, tirelessly conducted for oceans of eons. The series of aspirations to the enlightened conduct of the Tathagatas of the three times, may I, having attained the Buddhahood throughout the excellent conduct, we accomplish each one of them without exception. The outstanding son among sons of all conquerors, whose name is called Samantabhadra, in order to conduct equally to that erudite scholar, I utterly dedicate all of these virtues. May I, having purified my body, speech, and mind, completely purify the conducts in Pure Land, and whatever excellent dedications of the erudite scholar are there, likewise may I too become similar to him. In order to perform all-time virtuous, the excellent conduct, may I conduct the aspirations of Manjushri. Being tireless in all future eons, may I perfect all activities without exception. May there be no limit of my conducts. May my noble qualities be boundless. Dwelling in the boundless conducts, may I seek to have all their enlightened miracles. As far as the size of the space reaches, likewise are the size of the number of sentient beings. As many karmas and afflictions as there are, the limit of my aspirations too are that much. By whoever the limitless pure lands of the 10 directions were ornamented with the precious jewels and then offered to every conqueror, and even the entire supreme bliss of the gods and humans were offered for eons as many particles as there are in the world. Yet someone who has dedications and envisioning after the supreme enlightenment generates a faith just for once. This will become the supreme among merits. Whoever prays with this excellent conduct prayer will abandon all unfortunate migrations. This will discard evil friends, and even Buddha Amitabha will be seen swiftly. They will obtain all possessions and live peacefully. Even their present lives will become excellent. Just as exactly as Samantabhadra is, before long they too will become all sins of the 5 heinous crimes committed by those out of ignorance. If they recite this excellent conduct prayer without exception, all will be purified swiftly. They will possess gnosis, kayas, excellent marks, be born in a noble family and with appealing complexions. Many demons and heretics cannot defeat them and will be worshipped by the 3 worlds. Before long they will go under the King Bodhi tree, and having gone there, they will take a seat for the sake of sentient beings, attain enlightenment, thoroughly turn the Dharma wheel, and subdue all beings. By whoever this excellent conduct prayer is upheld, taught, or even read it, its mensuration can be discerned only by the Buddhas. Hence, do not doubt the supreme enlightenment. Just as exactly as the heroic Manjushri knows, like him, Samantabhadra too knows. Following in their footsteps, I fully dedicate all of these merits. Every Tathagata of the 3 times exceptionally extolled dedication, hence, all these roots of virtues to mine, to conduct the excellent conduct, I dedicate totally. When I am confronted with death, having cleansed away all obscurations, I have the vision of the Amitabha and go toward the pure realms. Having gone there, may all these prayers, without exception, be realized manifestly. May I fulfill all these wishes without leaving even one, and benefit sentient beings till the end of existence. In that mandala of the conqueror, which is excellent and joyous, may I take rebirth through the supreme and most beautiful lotus, and by Buddha Amitabha in actual form, grant the prophecy to me there itself. Having received the prophecy from there with billions of manifestations, by the power of mind in all the 10 directions, may I benefit the sentient beings immensely. For reciting the aspiration to the excellent conduct, whatever little virtues I may have accumulated, may by them the virtuous aspirations of migrators enable to realize them all at an instant. Whoever dedicated with this aspiration to the excellent conduct and obtained may by them enable migrators drowned in the river of sufferings to obtain the best land of Amitabha. May this king of aspirations, the chief of the supreme ones, benefit all boundless migrators, and having accomplished the path ornamented with total excellence, empty all evil destinies without exception. May, by the blessings of having achieved the Buddha's 3 bodies, by the truth of the unchanging Dharma, and by the blessings of harmonious united Sangha, accomplish everything just as they've been aspired.
라서 이니 다트레 이니 창마 이니 다 쇼가게 인제고 드롭소 이니 다다데 이니 닝공지더라 아니 닝공지라 때네 가란제 다다 가르참당 때네 텔라 소바타양 가란소 가던 그때네 리게테네 빼야다 ene sanye ge tene ngaran zogo yang ene ta dumche wang la so ba tene nguyik ene yang ja de nang go yore tene tre so ta ta na sam ya ge yin samala ene tuje che te pim samala ga den che ta hidere.
Now we have accomplished our morning events. We have successfully completed the morning event of taking Bodhicitta vows. Now in the afternoon time we have these Tibetan cultural festivals. We have various mask dances, lama dances, and songs, and all this celebration. And after that, so we're going to. So tomorrow, since we have the actual Drupche is beginning, so then we will have the empowerments of Sangha. So we need to do some preparations for that. So we are going to stop here, and then Rinpoche says thank you everyone coming here, joining together. Thank you very much.
Tene mixe ge tata ene tata mezula ni ngaran zo ene montene ene mixe ge kon ene sanjor ene Lehong, mise tena ngaran soge ene ngaso roba na yang mise ge tata ene chabra da tene na yala ene pe roba na wa ene ngaso ge tuje ches evam yene chede samre ge chaphi tene tuje chela ge yins.
So on behalf of International AWAM organization, we would like to thank the MCAT Broadcasting group in Missoula for helping us to broadcast this event, and then kind of lending your kind of help to us. Thank you very much.
So everyone, to give short plans now. After here, maybe when you walk,